The Bhagavad Gita, one of the sacred Hindu texts that has been inspiring millions of people over millennia. J. Robert Oppenheimer, the father of the atomic bomb, famously quoted lines from the Gita during the explosion of the first atomic bomb. But there's so many great lines, so much wisdom in this one little book.
The soul is neither born, nor does it ever die, nor having once existed, does it ever cease to be. The soul is unborn, eternal, ever existing, undying, and primeval. The wise see knowledge and the knower of knowledge as one, and the ignorant think of them as separate. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. Perform your duty and leave the rest to God. It is better to live your own dharma imperfectly than to live someone else's life with perfection.
Welcome back to another deep dive within the mind with your Valentines. Today, I'd like to share some deep insight with you, okay? First, let's ask this question. Why is it important to be conscious? Why is it important to raise your consciousness, raise your awareness in life? What is the point? We're all gonna die. Well, just try to be comfortable. Why not just try to be comfortable? Why go through the struggle? Why go through the effort? Let me tell you why. It's because when you live in comfort, you become weak. You are not challenged in life to where, all right, let me give you examples, right? There was a study on people with peanut allergies, and they were like, oh, there's a rise in peanut allergies in America. Well, I guess what's going on? Like, what is it, something in the food that's causing this? And they realized that there was a pattern with the kids that were getting the peanut allergies, that they lived like this germophobic type of life where they were afraid of germs. Their moms was constantly cleaning, keeping them away from outside activities. And because of this, they didn't develop a strong immune system. So in return, their immune system would have an overreaction to peanuts. And this is why there's a whole debate between natural remedies and medication within health, because people are split between the middle where they think, where, you know, it's either sides of the extreme, left side, right side, you know, they either think that medications are the holy grail. It's going to factory reset you. I'm going to take this, pop a couple pills, and I'm back to my youth, you know? And then you have people on the other side of the spectrum where they think that natural remedies is all they need and medication is never going to help them at all. And, you know, they end up succumbing to their disease. Now, I have a balanced perspective because I like to learn. I like to understand my body and I like to understand my mind. I like to understand because there's people who see life in such a short form. They see it in such a limited way because it's an instant gratification mindset that they're in, right? Instant gratification mindset is like you only think about the reward of your actions. You don't think about the bigger picture of life or anything like that. You just think about what you're going to do, what you're going to get after doing something. I call this the instant gratification mindset, a one who can't see past tomorrow. Then you have the accumulative mindset where you see the accumulation to things, that everything is an accumulative effort. Nothing just instantaneously pops into reality. Nothing just pops up. There's a process behind everything. When you start to learn and become familiar with the process, your consciousness takes all that information into the database, into your mind, into your neural synapses, and it files it into your understanding where you see the patterns of the process. You understand the steps to make that thing happen. So like, you know, if you see a magic trick, let me show you guys a magic trick actually. Take a look at this paper. Do you see this? See how this is in my hand? I'm going to make it disappear. 1, 2. Where did it go? It's gone. And now it's back. How did he do it? How did he do it? You know what I'm saying? Now you know. You see, there's two types of people in this life. Those who like to learn and those who don't. There are people who get caught up in the circus, the dramas, the theatrics of life, right? And they're caught up in the magic show. And then you have people who see the process behind the magic. Now, why is that important? This is important because when you have a cumulative mindset. You are living your life on track based on how you would like it. You are conscious in your decisions and how you live. That is freedom. Let's use physical health for an example. You see, a lot of times you see these people out here, they're getting BBLs, they're getting that, they got this new drug, what's it called? That thing that makes you lose weight. These are all shortcut items, right? These are all things to obtain an image of health, but they're not actually healthy on the inside. They're trying to slim down real quick. They're trying to add some weight back here, try to make it look like they're really hammed up, but they don't have the muscles to support that. All of that is unnatural. And why do they do it? For other people's eyes to see. They care so much about what other people think of them. It's crazy. They'll go to surgery to do something about it. It's crazy, bro. Craziness, madness. But you see, the reason why they do this is because of the instant gratification. They don't have an accumulative mindset where they're, oh, let's go to the gym. Let's actually put in the work to develop the body that I want to look like. Nah, we're gonna shortcut it. We're gonna get some surgery. I don't like how I look, and I'm not in love with myself enough to spend the time to really develop it. So let's just go to Dr. Miami and shape it up.
Things aren't going to change. People want to see these monsters. And so they will continue to produce monsters. They're going to continue to reward that, and the stakes are going to get higher, and therefore the usage is going to get higher.
Despite its appeal, bodybuilding has a dark side that federations, coaches and brands often prefer to hide. Many fans believe more should be done to protect competitors' health.
And a lot of these people face health consequences for their shortcut decisions. You know, muscle heads who they feel like they're small. They feel like, oh, you know, sometimes I do look in the mirror. I'm like, damn, I wish I had a little bit more muscles, but I'm grateful for where I'm at. I feel good in my skin, right? I've worked to where I'm at. There's people that still feel insecure. They're like, no, I need to be bigger. Oh, and then they start taking steroids. They start jacking themselves up, and your body can't sustain this. Like you don't, like they're building their body into the Hulk, but they don't live like the Hulk. They, you know what I mean? So your body is not going to be able to sustain that type of weight. And then what eventually happens is most of these people, they get congestive heart failure. They go through heart attacks and strokes and they die. All of this because they lacked awareness of themselves. They were chasing an image. They were chasing an identity in life. They were chasing, oh, you know, the muscle heads, the gym heads, or the people who become obsessed with cosmetic surgery. They are chasing an image for other people to adore them with. And because of this, they put the process secondary. They will sacrifice their health for the image of health. Here's a quote out of the Bhagavad Gita that further sheds light on this topic. Yea, for light brings light, and passion ache to have. A gloom bewilderments, and ignorance grows forth from ignorance. Those of the first rise ever higher. Those of the second mode take a mid place. The darkened souls sink back to the lower depths, loaded with witlessness. When watching life, the living man perceives the only actors are the qualities, and knows what rules beyond the qualities. Life is a movie, and we're all just acting. But the question is, do you have a good script? And the script is the mindset, the mentality that you have. Because as a man thinketh, so is he. You see, your health is a reflection of your mindset, right? A lot of people don't have longevity, or they don't have good health because the lifestyle choices they chose to make, because of the mindset. It all starts from here, man. As you think, so does your body develops and accumulates to your thoughts. And that might sound crazy to a person who has an instant gratification mindset, because they take their thoughts for granted. They think their thoughts cannot affect anything out here. I say that life is a movie because when you watch a movie, you don't take offense to the movie, right? Like, you can get emotionally invested in a movie, but at the end of the day, you know that it's a movie, right? You know that you're going to walk out the movie theater and be like, oh, yo, that was a dope ass movie. But we can make observations of the movie. We can talk about the cliches in the movie. We can talk about the acting, was it good acting? You know, we could talk about the plot, the setting, was it a good scenery? Like, oh, I like the makeup artist, or I didn't like the CGI. You know what I mean? We could talk about the elements of the movie, and having more consciousness of what elements work and what elements don't makes for a better experience or viewer experience of the movie, right? The same can be said about life. There are elements to life where if you just paid a little bit more attention to it, you can improve upon a certain aspect of your life that makes for a better experience. But if you don't have that awareness of where you can place your efforts, you're going to be placing your energy in the image instead of trying to be authentic, the authentic version of yourself. You're going to try to put on an image for other people to see and be like, hey, look at me, I'm this, I'm that. Hey, give me love, because I don't have any within. And it shows within how people age, right? Like, you ever heard the phrase, some people age like milk and some people age like fine wine? That's true. There's some truth to that. And the truth comes from their mind, right? If you're a person constantly chasing love and affection, constantly chasing in life, you're gonna get tired. You're eventually gonna get tired, man. You're gonna look tired. You're gonna be drained from all of the essence of youth, you know, because you've been chasing. People who age like wine, they've been conserving their energy. They've been building their energy. They've been evolving their energy instead of expending it. Anyways, like if you like, dislike if you dislike, and I'll catch you on the next one.